Hey people, it's TO Gamer explaining some of the legalities of games TOS, TOA, and EULA. Before going to this video, I want to clearly explain that what I'm talking about applies to the United States only, because what may be illegal under United States federal law may be perfectly legal elsewhere, so I needed to get that out of the way. So the reason I'm making this video is because there's a lot of confusion when it comes to gamers about what a company is and is not allowed to do. The TOS, which is the Terms of Service, TOA, which stands for Terms of Agreement, and the EULA, which could stand for End User License Agreement or the Electronic User License Agreement, all have specific things that a gaming company must put in there, and those things must also apply to federal law, and this is where the problem comes into. Gamers have a vicious habit of thinking that just because you sign something or click I agree to in a game when installing it or playing it, that has the final say. And they completely ignore any federal laws that bind the company that makes you sign these things legally obligated to follow federal law. So, while I don't know everything about this, I am going to be explaining a few things because a lot of my videos go over and you will hear me say that the company is not allowed to do this by federal law. Now, I also want to clear up that just because a company does something and gets away with it doesn't mean that it's not illegal. What happens is it takes the person who's having it done to them to actually take action, which is a real pain in the ass, which I'm going to save for other videos. But let me get into this right here. There are certain things that game developers and gaming companies must abide by federal law if they're inside the U.S. There is no mistaking this. If a federal law states you're not supposed to be harassing people at work, then all companies in the United States must abide by that federal law, regardless of what the company's standards are, regardless of what you agree to with the company separately in a contract. So, an example is, if a company states, you have to accept being harassed at work, and you click I agree to those terms of service, or you sign an agreement with that company, that doesn't mean it's not illegal. And the company actually is not allowed to do that, even though they do, because they sneak that stuff in there. So, let's say you had this problem and you did that. What would happen is you could actually sue the company, and if the company tried taking this to court, the federal laws would override what you agreed to because the federal laws have final say, not what you sign with the company. And the same thing applies to the TOS, TOA, and End User License Agreement that you click I agree to. I have found that mainly the ignorant gamers are mainly coming from Steam, where Valve has everybody brainwashed to the point where they don't know what end is up, and even after showing where the federal laws are stating that this is what's not supposed to happen, they still don't get it and ignore it. So basically I wanted to get this out of the way because a lot of my videos are going to be covering this, and you will hear me say this, but I won't just say it without explaining where it is. And again, I don't know everything, but what I am explaining to you, I do know because I have actually gone through this with Valve, and I had actually won a case against Valve, which is a story for another time. But I just want to get this out of the way because I'm going to be getting a lot of hate for this, and I'll be getting a lot of people telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, or that I agree to a company's terms of service. And again, they'll totally ignore federal statutes and regulations that the companies have to follow. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, and take care.